Back in the day, programmers didn't have programming books to open. They didn't have Google to search. They didn't have ChatGPT to ask. They had to make it up as they were going along. They had to stretch their minds and do something that had never been done before. They had to combine their logic and their know-how with their creativity. They had to do what was considered impossible. They had to do what others thought was nothing but a dream. We're in a field that's often challenging, filled with complex problems that stretch our minds and test our limits. We've all experienced moments when the code just doesn't seem to work, when the bug seems unsolvable, when the project seems impossible. It's during these times, these moments, that we must remind ourselves why we started, the passion we had when we wrote those first lines of code, the excitement we felt when our program finally ran successfully. We have to bring ourselves back to that moment. The road to mastering programming is not smooth. It's paved with errors, crashes, and countless hours of debugging. But remember, each error is a step forward. Every bug you fix is a new lesson learned. Every failed project brings you closer to success. The greatest programmers, the ones who revolutionized our world, they all faced these challenges. They all felt frustrated. At some point, they all wanted to give up, but they didn't. They persevered. They understood that the path to success is filled with trials and tribulations. They decided to break through those barriers, to go over those obstacles, and to do what people thought was a fantasy, to create what others couldn't even imagine. Programming is like a puzzle. Sometimes we're missing pieces. Sometimes the pieces we have don't seem to fit. But that's the best part of it. Every time you solve a problem, you're adding another piece to your knowledge puzzle. You're becoming a better, stronger, more skilled programmer. So you can't let the fear of failure stop you. You have to embrace it. You have to learn from it. And the key is perseverance. You might not see it now, but every step you take, every line of code you write, brings you closer to your goal. And you might feel alone, but you're not alone. The developer community is worldwide. We have Stack Overflow at our disposal. We have online communities where we could turn to for help. And if you get stuck, somebody, somewhere, probably has a solution to the problem you're trying to solve. So you have to keep coding, keep pushing through those barriers, keep innovating, because in the world of programming, the only real failure is giving up. So I want to challenge you today. I want you to find a way to ignite your passion. Find a way to bring yourself back to that moment where you wrote your first lines of code. With every keystroke, we have the power to shape the future. We become the architects of innovation, the creators of tomorrow's technology. Think about it. With just a few lines of code, we can turn ideas into reality. We can bridge gaps between nations. We can revolutionize industries. Programming is more than just a profession. It's an art form, and it requires creativity, curiosity, persistence, dedication, drive, determination, and a relentless pursuit to do what's never been done. It's a never-ending puzzle, just waiting to be solved. And yeah, we all want to get to the finish line, but you have to learn to enjoy the journey, the ups and downs, the points in time when you feel like you just can't do it. Embrace those moments. Consider that a challenge to yourself and find a way to overcome that challenge. Remember, like I said in the beginning, back in the day, programmers didn't have programming books to open. They didn't have search engines like Google to search. They didn't have artificial intelligence like ChatGPT to give them the answer. Today, we have it all. We have the technology, we have the resources, we have the access to knowledge that we've never had before. And for some reason, we feel like it's not enough. If you feel like it's not enough, then guess what? It's not enough. But in reality, you have more than enough. We have integrated development environments and code editors that let you know when you have an error in your code. If you're missing a semicolon, your editor will scream at you, letting you know that your syntax is wrong, and then it'll let you know on what line the error exists. Every groundbreaking invention, began as a simple idea, and through programming, you can breathe life into your imagination. It doesn't matter if you're developing the next big game, or designing life-changing applications, or creating software that brings people together. You have to know deep inside that what you're creating is going to solve somebody's problem, and it's your job, it's your responsibility to get that out to the world. So with that, take up the challenge, don't let time pass you by, don't let the excuses pile up, and make sure to code your empire.